Hi, I'm Laverne Cox, and you're watching Out at the Center.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Take your time. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it right. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it.
On the heels of recent protest and town hall meetings over marriage equality, the Center hosted a panel sponsored by Ernst & Young's Tri-State LGBT network, Beyond. Kathy Marino-Thomas of Marriage Equality New York and other panelists weighed in on the state of same-sex marriage.
And thank you. I want to thank the Center for hosting this event. Ernst & Young is very proud to participate as a sponsor, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of the other Beyond members who helped put together this fantastic event tonight. We're going to have a very interesting discussion tonight. Obviously, with Prop 8 being passed, we're living in very challenging yet confusing times, and times of opportunity and hope at the same time. So you're from New York, yet you chose to go to California to get married. Tell us about that. Tell us about your marriage ceremonies. And why you chose California?
Well, we didn't just choose California, we chose San Francisco.
Okay.
So I want to be clear about that. Now, what a great place for a honeymoon. And we love California, and Connecticut was not on the horizon. We actually, at one point, had even looked to buy a house in Massachusetts because at one point, you had to own property to get married there. California didn't say that. They said, once they decided, they said, come and get married here. And we decided that would be the thing to do. We had a glitch in our witness. We asked two women who were sitting there on the line to get married to be our witnesses, and one of them turned out to be a professor at the school where I'd gone to college, and it was just a wonderful thing. The officiant suggested what part of the City Hall to get married in. We didn't know what part of City Hall in San Francisco, and she took us up this magnificent staircase to what she called the Rotunda. There was a statue of Harvey Milk there. And I would say about 50 people followed us, and they applauded at the ceremony. There were people who were crying at the ceremony, aside from us, crying at the ceremony, and it was just also an emotional and a wonderful event as well. So I'm going to keep doing it.
My partner, Dan, is here, and this is a good segue because we have discussed that we wouldn't get married until it's legal in New York, which is a good segue to when will it be legal in New York? What is the state of affairs right now in terms of New York? Where are we? Where have we been? Maybe you can give a little history of what's been going on in New York and where you think it's heading.
We're actually not in bad shape here. Our governor is obviously supportive. He's come out many, many times in support of our community in general for our general civil rights, and particularly marriage equality. My marriage license is from Massachusetts, and it's honored here in New York, but I can't actually get married here in New York. But if I go to Connecticut, it is still a marriage. But if I move to New Jersey, it's a civil union. And if I go to Vermont, it's a civil union. And if I go to Virginia, I have nothing. And if I go to California, well, we're not really quite sure what I have.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you need a checklist or a single source to go to on same-sex couples about same-sex marriage.
www.many.us.
There you go. Same-sex marriage for dummies, right?
We look to the state Senate right now to allow the bill to come to the floor for a vote. We are very, very hopeful that they will allow it to come to the floor in quick order behind, of course, the economy and the issues behind that.
Thank you. How did the media play a role in the recent Prop 8 decision? What happened there?
Well, the media was very powerful during all of the discussions of marriage in California, in Florida, in Arkansas, in Arizona. In California, we were lucky enough to have all of the major newspapers, all of the editorial boards of all the major newspapers come out against Prop 8. So you would think, right, we have the media on our side. Why did we lose? Well, the misinformation, I should say, that Prop 8 somehow would affect schools or somehow would affect churches. They got their voice in the media. Unfortunately, they got their voice in the last push advertising misinformation blitz. We're all over the media now with Prop 8. I don't know what more we could have done in terms of getting what we call earned media, which is getting more op-eds placed. I think that we could have.
I know GLAAD has this Announcing Equality campaign. Can you talk a little bit about that? What is that campaign about? What's the importance of that campaign, and how can we help?
Our Announcing Equality campaign sort of started back in 2002 when GLAAD representatives sat down with the editorial, or actually sat down with the wedding pages, the society page of the New York Times, and said, it's time you started printing same-sex wedding announcement. And, you know, very serious discussions. The New York Times did change its policy. The Announcing Equality campaign is something that really goes beyond the political pages, and you know, we see ourselves, we're fighting out our lives on the political pages. GLAAD at that time began counting the number of newspapers across the US that did offer same-sex wedding announcements, and it was started out at around 169. Well, we have come back to this every 2 years to track it. We are now at 1,049 papers across the US. Yay!
People ask about states with civil unions like New Jersey. You know, why isn't that good enough? And, I mean, my answer is, if they said that to you, that you could only get a civil union, would that be good enough for you?
Civil unions are not portable. You do not have rights in New York. That means if you travel to New York to work every day, you're civil unioned when you get up, and when you cross the bridge into New York, you're nothing. Civil unions is changing. There is a case in New Jersey that's about to go, and we have received many statements from Governor Corzine that he is prepared to do as Connecticut did. So you know, it's a tough fight. It's a long, hard road, but it's really going somewhere, even though we don't feel that way post-Prop 8, but it really is going somewhere.
Certainly there's a lot of hope as we continue to tell the stories, but yes, I'm thrilled about Connecticut.
In the words of Harvey Milk, come out, come out.
That's right. Fight, keep fighting. Absolutely.
And that's all for this excerpt from Out at the Center. If you want to see the full show, check it out on our website at gaycenter.org/out. Until next time, I'm Laverne Cox. Stay in the love.